if I said anything other than special, I wouldn't be expressing what she was like.
When she gets an animal in now, she will not let that animal die. I have a big, big dream with a whole lot of faith.
Located approximately 40 miles south of Atlanta in the small town of Locust Grove is a very special place called Noah's Ark. A non-profit organization, Noah's Ark provides shelter and care for over 400 injured and unwanted animals on 122 acres of farmland. Noah's Ark is open to the public, and while admission is free, visitors often choose to make donations.
And it's a very special place for very special people, and we want to help as many people as we can and bring as many animals and people together and teach them stuff. You can teach, the elderly can teach, the children can teach us how to love, and then the animals give you all that unconditional love. When you have a bad day, they're right there, and their days are great, and so we learn real quick not to expect much from them, but accept a lot of love, and they will do that.
What you think about that?
Let me hold it.
All right, I'll let you. Look, let's stay back here and look. What you think about that, huh?
Almost every day, individuals, families, and groups visit the animals at Noah's Ark.
Since my class is nonverbal, they don't talk about it, but we can see their reactions when we are here. As they move about, they get to use tactile stimulation. They get to feel the animals. They get to look at them. They touch. They enjoy it. They benefit from being here. They communicate with them. And just as everybody else enjoy it, they get a chance to enjoy it also.
Yeah, they're in the boat.
That's right.
A lot of the things we teach in the classroom, they can transfer to the community in that their communication skills. A lot of times we can get them to talk to us, we cannot get them to talk to other people in the community. And they can transfer what they've learned in the classroom when we come out. Also, just the natural setting of the animals stimulates them to use their language and their speech. It's just a natural stimulus without having to prod it out of them.
Like today was giving them pony rides, which the two ladies was helping me. They was both teachers, and that was good because one of them held on each side of the little kid. That wasn't no way the kid could get hurt, and we was just walking the pony. And the teachers, they enjoy it. They do. They get out with the children. They enjoy it. Keep them out, get them out of the classroom a little bit. And of course, the children, they enjoy it. I mean, the little guy I carried around all day, all he wanted to do is throw my hat. And I asked him, what do you want? Yeah, I wear it, but he wanted to throw my hat. No big deal. Let him throw the hat, you know.
Noah's Ark enjoys a wide variety of visitors, from students and kids from youth programs to senior citizens groups and local hospital patients. But no matter what the age, the effect that Noah's Ark has is always the same.
Hello. Hello. What you think, huh? What you think?
They're free up there. Nobody's tying them up. And it's something to see for a youngster who don't have seen a farm. It's a big farm. It's a nice farm.
Most of all, I like the parrot for it. And I just like the whole inhabitation of thing. And let's think about, too, that somewhere the animals can go who don't have no place to go, broken wings and broken anything else, and you all take them in. I like that part.
about 6 months before they moved out here on the farm, she started packing her furniture, her clothing, and she would stack it along the wall, and finally she got it up to the ceiling. Her husband came to me and he said, "Dad," he said, "I don't know what to do." He said, "I can't even find my socks anymore." He said, "You think something's wrong with Jama?" I said, "No." I said, "She's got faith. And faith doesn't look at what you see, but what you believe." I said, "And she's believing for a farm." "But Dad, we ain't got no money for a farm. You know that. She just keeps saying we're moving." Well, I said, "She means that." And then when they moved out here, it sort of shocked a lot of people. But that's the special thing about Noah's Ark, is the creation of it.
Traveling across the United States, being an evangelist's daughter, I didn't have the opportunity to have a lot of animals, and we would stop at different places and I would gather up these strays or those strays, and mainly hurting animals, animals that nobody wanted or had been disregarded. People have such a concept of animals as being disposable, and they're such a special critter. It's just unbelievable what they do to bring you back to nature. So as I grew older, I got lots more animals, and we took in more foster children, and elderly people would come and stay with us, and just anything, it just kept growing bigger and bigger because I couldn't turn nothing down. Someone would call and they'd say, "I've got, you know, a litter of this or a litter of that," and I just kept saying, "Sure, bring them on," and it just kept growing to the point that it was unbelievable. And now it sits on 122 acres, and we're presently about 400 animals, and it grows daily.
Each animal at Noah's Ark has its own special story. Many have been injured, some were considered unsuitable for zoo display, and some simply grew too large for their owners to handle. But all have found a home at Noah's Ark.
Well, Roy the turkey came to us about 5 years ago. Wound up with Roy, he had frostbitten feet. That's why you notice his feet are very large. He's a unique bird, loves people, absolutely, never meets a stranger. We have Jessica, of course, our little foundered pony. We got her from the elderly gentleman that I was getting some chickens from. Her feet were like 18 inches long, and they had curved up, and he had saved her from a glue factory. He couldn't take care of her. He was in his 80s, and he asked us would we take her, and we've had her ever since. And we work on her feet every 2 or 3 weeks, not to send her into shock. And of course, our monkeys, they come in. One of them was a bad biter, Tiffany, the one in the little pink dress. She was a severe biter and had 8 different homes before we ended up with her. And with a lot of love and a lot of attention, she's turned out to be a fine little lady. The hawks were falconry hawks. They had been flown and used in falconry work, and both of them had severe injuries. One of them is blind, the other one has a severe wing injury. They go do schools, and they go to the hospitals. They go everywhere because they are man to the glove.
The most recent additions at Noah's Ark include a baby cougar named Dakota and 2 golden eagles named Stars and Stripes. Stripes had his leg caught in a trap, and Stars flew into a power line, permanently damaging her wing. A Colorado research center sent them to Noah's Ark because their injuries left them unable to survive in the wild.
Dakota, that's Sierra's little brother. We got him in probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. We got him from the same guy we got Sierra from, which they both came out of the zoo in Florida. And they got rid of Sierra because her ears and her feet were too big when she was a kitten. And they got rid of Dakota because he had a behavior problem. He just liked to play too much when he was a kitten. And I don't know what they expected him to do because he is a kitten. So we took Dakota on as a playmate for Sierra once he gets full grown. He'll probably be 50 pounds heavier than Sierra, just guessing. We're going to try to give him a big old couple-acre lot fenced in for him. That way he can run and do what cougars are supposed to do.
When we come back, how others share the dream by rolling up their sleeves.
It's wonderful. You get to help people that's, they don't get to get out much. They get to see the animals. You get to show them to them and tell them about it. They learn a lot from it. And it gives you the time to be with people that needs help.
I've never been able to work on a farm before, and I just think it's the greatest thing to be able to help her you know, because she does need the help. So I do it, you know, with a grateful heart because I just enjoy it, and I even quit my job and stuff so that I could be able to help her more. And just, you know, whenever she needs me, I'm here.
Usually start down at the river and work our way back. And then we start in the yard, that way we won't forget nobody. We go around feeding them water and cleaning the poop up, stuff like that. And then once that's done, we usually go in and eat lunch, and we come back out, and then Mom usually finds something else for us to do. She's pretty good about that.
If I didn't have my family behind me and standing with me, it wouldn't happen. I would still have a big dream and a lot of faith and no help, because everybody at Noah's Ark volunteers. We have no paid people. So you got to volunteer because we have no cash to pay you. So we work hard. It's 80, 90, $100 a week, nothing.
Of course, I guess you really can't call it work if you enjoy what you're doing. It's just like working on a regular job. If you enjoy it, it's really not work. And me and my sons, we enjoy it. And that takes all the work out of it.
I just come down and help feed the animals, play with the cats. I help them with the equipment around here. You know, what I can handle them, it's very limited. I just got one hand I can use. What I can't handle, I get one of them to get out there and show them what needs to be done, and they'll take care of it.
In addition to the contributions made by family members and volunteers, Noah's Ark has benefited from the generosity of its sponsors, grocers who donate their leftover produce, visitors who contribute food or money, and businesses that donate their goods and services.
We have some very special sponsors here in the Atlanta area that is helping us out, and one of them is 103 West, and it's a restaurant in Buckhead, and Chops, where Daniel's at.
Each week we save as much of the scrap foods that we can, and we keep them, and she comes and picks them up a couple times a week. And we feel that we're really helping out these animals, because there's things we do donate to the Atlanta's Food Bank and the different homeless societies, but these are food types such as things like lettuce and things that they don't really want, but they are good foods that can be consumed. But this high-end restaurant, we only use certain portions of the lettuce and the different onions and things that, there are portions that are scrap that can be utilized for animals and things that are of that kind of nature.
We're doing great. I really appreciate all the food. You don't know how much help it is.
It's our pleasure.
It's real special people. They've sort of pulled together. I mean, it's like a couple weeks ago, maybe about 6 weeks ago, if you'd have come and visited me, you'd have been in mud up to your knees. I mean, we literally had no gravel. We had nothing here. And Mother got on the phone and started calling, and finally she got a hold of, I believe it was Don at Coasters, and then he got a hold of, I believe it was Bill at Vulcan, and it just started coming together, and we got all this gravel donated to us. I'm talking thousands of tons. Never thought about getting it delivered. I mean, you just think, well, you got it donated, just bring it on out. We was going to, you know, borrow a pickup truck. And they said, well, you can't. You got to have big monster trucks. And we started checking around, and I mean, we were talking thousands of dollars again just to get the stuff delivered. And then Saxton Trucking, they called and they said, we'll do it free.
When we come back, how you can help. Share the dream.
All we got is like a little bitty push mower, and I think Mom just did buy a 15, 20-year-old riding lawnmower, but it takes about 4 days to cut the grass, to where just the front yard stuff and where people go, not counting the big old 122 acres of pasture that I have no idea how we're going to cut come this summer.
Noah's Ark needs several people to help us. What we need is we need volunteers, which only we ask of your time. If you we're open 5 days a week, but this place runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you could volunteer, maybe a day a month, or some of our volunteers come out 3 or 4 times a week. So we need volunteers. You don't have to be just good with animals. If you're very good with handicap or with the elderly, we have several groups that come through in a week. Or maybe you're good at like helping us build or something. I mean, I'm a very lousy builder. I try, you know, and I build as much as I can, but it usually falls apart and my husband has to go back and fix it. But we need builders and just very special people to work either with animals or with people.
You want to see an owl? There's an owl over on this side.
Maybe you manufacture buckets. I mean, you know, something just simple like a bucket. We need lots of buckets out here. We need tarpaulins like crazy, and wire, fencing, everything. So it's not so much, you know, can I give them $100,000 as much as can I just give them a $5 bucket.
Of course, I don't see the bills and everything. I just see how empty the feed shed gets. And then we end up having to give, like, chickens some dog food and the pigs dog food. And they don't, I mean, they like it, but it ain't the right kind of food they're supposed to have.
We have a portable pasture, which is my van, precious van, and an old Thunderbird, but we do need vehicles. We need trucks and vans and things that can pick up animals and things that we go to hospitals and nursing homes, and it makes it real hard when you don't have a dependable car. We get broke down more than probably anybody does in Atlanta. AAA will cancel me one day due to the fact they tow more vehicles back in than they do anything.
This place would be able to grow a lot more, and they'd be able to bring more animals in that's going to be put down that we do not have the facilities for right now. They want to bring in a bear. We don't have the facilities for it right now, and if we can't get the facilities for it, they're going to put him down. And that'd just be a shame for a wonderful, beautiful animal like that just to go to a waste.
They're okay now, but later on we need somebody to sponsor our Benerons, and they're beautiful animals. They're my favorite.
Because admission is free, Noah's Ark must rely on donations to cover 100% of its operating expenses, which include food for the animals as well as medical supplies and facilities. And medical expenses alone are running in excess of $1,000 per month. Noah's Ark is presently in danger of losing the farmland it occupies. The donations it receives are only covering about 25% of its monthly expenses, and its land lease payment is 2 months overdue.
Of course we need money, but it's not so much one person donating a lot of money, of just some $5 a month. You know, that helps tremendously. We have probably 4 or 5 people that sends $5 a month, and I can depend on them just like clockwork.
You have a dog, you have a cat, you go to the grocery store, buy a 5-10 pound bag of dog food, see if you can afford 2. Bring one to Noah's Ark, spend the day with us, come see what we're doing. You know, we're not here, you think, just begging for money or something. Yes, we need it bad, but you'd be surprised, a little food goes a long ways if everybody will pitch in and do just a little bit to help us make this work.
If you'd like to visit Noah's Ark or would like information on becoming a sponsor, phone 957-0888 or write Noah's Ark, 1425 Locust Grove Road, Locust Grove, Georgia, zip code 30248.
Because if enough people can get together and help, then we can really make a big difference.
help is urgently needed now. Help keep the Ark afloat. Send your donations to Noah's Ark, 1425 Locust Grove Road, Locust Grove, Georgia, 30248. Or for information on how you can become a sponsor, call 957-0888. Make a difference today.